Hi, this is Sarah, and I am doing my presentation for Demo Day 1 on my project. So the first piece of information I have is kind of how I discovered the problem, which my problem centers around saving money, especially in college students. When brainstorming, I found that the stress of kind of money altogether for college students is something that's very common in a lot of my peers as well as myself. So here's just a glimpse of the research that I've conducted is that on average, millennials have about $2,400 in savings, which is not enough to cover pretty much any sort of emergency that could happen. An average American household has just 4,800 in their savings account, and 1 in 4 Americans have no emergency funds saved. The reasons for this, there's a few different reasons that I have found, but the main ones are that people really don't know where or how to save, or they don't have enough money to save. So, the solution that I have come up with is creating an Instagram account and a blog. Uh, they will work together to be targeted towards college students. Um, the goal of this is to have a lot of frequent posts covering a range of topics around saving money in college, which I will get into later. Some of the details about this, it's all going to be consistent over one brand image, really focused on the visual aspect of it. I really want to make it interactive for the user and like an educational experience. And I also wrote that the Instagram and blog will both be closely intertwined together. I really want both to be highlighting one another. So this is getting more into the details of my project. This is kind of what I've been working on this week is the branding and the imaging of the blog and the Instagram. So they're going to be called The Savvy Student, consistent under one brand name and one logo and one color palette, just so that both venues will be able to work together. So I have created the Instagram account. As you can see, there's not a ton of activity on it quite yet, but I do have one post up just being like very introductory about what this page is. And so that will be progressing over the course of this project. So this is getting into more of the in-depth Instagram ideas, what I plan to do. Um, so this is really a list of what I'm going to do. Tuesday tip of the day is just going to be a quick infographic, informational piece about some topic about saving money. I plan to do various testimonials of students, professors, business owners, someone that is relevant to the viewer and the audience. And they will talk about saving money, different ideas. If they're a local business owner, I hope to do partnerships and giveaways. So, one of my ideas is having a business owner talking about the best ways to save money at their business. I also would do like photos of books and websites that could be great resources for the audience. One thing I'm kind of passionate about is traveling and traveling on a budget. So that would be something that can be very visually appealing, as well as promoting the blog through the Instagram. Some of my Instagram story ideas are really focused on interaction. So, a lot of polling and questions. You can do either yes or no polls or ask open response questions that I would really hope for the followers to get super involved in those. And that's a great way to kind of get people engaged into your account. Another thing is a lot of promoting the blog posts through the stories and like quick. I thought it would be cute to do different finds around Oxford that were good deals, and rather than doing a full post about it, just doing an Instagram story. These are like some quick samples I put together. The one on the left is promoting a blog post. That's something that's what it would look like. Not much information, but it would link to the blog post. And the example on the right is an example of a polling question. It's, do you buy your coffee at home or do you or do you make your coffee at home or do you buy it out? And it's just a quick answer, and don't really doesn't take time out of the audience's day to just click on one of the answers, but would have them make the account stand out to them more. So this is kind of my in-depth ideas for the blog. One thing that I'm very excited about is making a quiz slash chart. It's going to be very like visually appealing and consistent with the brand image. Various ideas like, are you good at saving your money? And then the user would answer yes or no questions and go down this flow chart to find the answer. Other ideas I have are like book reviews, best deals in Oxford, how to travel on a budget, just a lot of like quick stuff about what goes into saving money in college, like best credit cards for college students. And then I do plan to do some very in-depth informational posts, like if someone really wants to learn about the importance of saving for retirement or the importance of your credit score. That's something I'd like to have a few really in-depth longer posts that are still visually appealing but would appeal to the people that really are there to learn some in-depth lessons. This is a quick mock-up of my blog that I've started creating. You can see I have the logo on here. I have the white logo to go in with the background. And this is just the quick like mock-up that I have created and will be adding a lot more to. I also have information on my literature review. So I really researched a lot of websites and books and articles that explain the importance of saving money as well as kind of how bad Americans are at saving money. So one thing I was interested in is how much your genetics affect your spending habits. It's pretty interesting that they really have your genes have a strong effect on your spending habits. Only 25% of people are born with this self-control gene, but there are ways to change that. So I guess I did that. I found a lot of ways of tips and tricks on how to change those, genetics that have caused you to be maybe not as smart with your money. This is a quick glimpse at my competitor analysis. There are definitely quite a few Instagram accounts out there that are focused on saving money or living on a budget. There are not many that are focused just on college students, especially in Oxford. There's none. So that's something that would make mine stand out, is that I am appealing to Miami University students with just the different deals around town. And I also have found a few blogs that exist with a similar topic idea, but none that have an Instagram blog going together. I think that's what will make mine stand out, is that the Instagram is just quick, shorter piece of information, while the blog is really in-depth information that will really educate the users. So I just talked about these, but some other pieces I took away from the competitors. Interaction is really important on Instagram. That's how you make the user really engage with your work. Quality visuals, everything kind of under the same branding, and then really like eye-catching visuals. Captions I found with a lot of the competitors were really long and exhausting and hard to read through the whole thing. So I think shorter captions, quick and to the point, and then relevant topics. I really want people to be interested in what I'm talking about and giving information on something that's relevant in college students' life. So here are my next steps. I've put together a to-do list by week for the rest of the semester. So I did highlight what the next couple weeks will bring for me, which is really creating a solid content calendar, which I've already begun, really filling it in with actual content, beginning to draft those posts, and then beginning normal posting, which I hope to start next week, because I do have an introductory post already posted. So that is my presentation, and thank you for listening.